friend, Danny and guys. Danny is one of the best drivers that came out of Hawaii.
Right.
Raced Indy, and he's a very good friend, and
Right.
he could ride a bike.
Right.
He could ride anything.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
could drive anything.
Right. So we rolling? Okay, we're back
Okay.
at it. Okay. So my understanding is you were a police officer before.
Yes, yeah.
Did that have any influence in your racing career or influence?
Well, during my time in '59, they basically stopped me from driving, and at that time I was married to my wife Linda, and then I kind of taught her how to drive, and she took over the driving,
I see.
and she won a few races too,
I see.
as a girl, as a lady at that time.
As a lady racer, that
Yeah.
early on.
Then back in '59 and '60, and then after that I started racing Pontiacs. Then I went back. Well, 1960 I went back driving too, because they weren't watching me that much out at Kahuku.
So you mean as a police officer?
He couldn't race.
You were
He
not
could
allowed-
not allowed to drive.
So why would that be? Is it
I have
concern?
no idea.
Just the policy of the
Yeah,
police
so
department?
one of the reasons why I left.
I see.
But that was my love,
Right.
But that was one of the big reasons why I left.
I see, because they
Yeah.
wouldn't let you race.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me
drive the
drive
car.
my
I
car.
see. I don't know why they wouldn't let you do that. It was
Yeah, I have
silly.
no idea what was the problem at that
Right.
time.
How do you, from your police officer perspective, do you have any sense of how having a race venue affects street racing? Is there a relationship between, have a safe venue, less street racing?
Oh, yeah, I believe that, because when the track did open up because of Jimmy Fluger, he made Hawaii Raceway Park, he built it.
Right.
Basically, street racing kind of settled down a lot.
I see.
And now, I don't really keep up with the stats, but from what I understand, they're racing kind of all over the place now.
They are.
And,
There is an active street
yeah,
racing scene
so-
going on now.
Like people, when they're young, they're either gonna go surfing in Hawaii at that time, or get involved with cars. And,
Right.
We don't have I guess, I don't know why the state doesn't come up and build a racetrack for the younger generation.
Right.
Because there's a lot of people that like automobiles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And quite sure most guys, when growing up, they kind of like fall in love with whatever kind of car they get used to liking.
Right.
So it's a shame. They build, golf courses. They'll build a lot of other things for the people, but for the guy that likes racing or not particularly likes cars, they don't have a venue for that. For them to get it out of their system. So they race on the road.
Yeah. So would you, is it your opinion that the state really doesn't support the racing community?
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Right. Why do you think that would be?
Probably they broke.
Probably what?
They broke.
Oh,
they don't have money.
No more money. Yeah, but instead of money for more golf courses, there seems to be no end to golf
Yeah.
courses they build.
Well,
I don't know where they always find the funding for an extra.
they got
golf.
too many Tiger Wood lovers in there.
I guess so. My father, he retired from the Navy,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went into real estate out here.
Mhm.
He was the comptroller of the shipyard in '68, and then he retired and decided he was going to go into real estate. He started put the second building up in Salt Lake.
Mm.
Okay, and at the time, he used to tell me, they're going to build a golf course where this lake is.
Mm.
But, I think it's misguided. Because look, how many lakes are there on Oahu?
Yeah. That's right.
It's like no lakes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you can put a green belt around it, and rent
And they-
sailboats,
Yeah,
and
they
stock
go-
it with fish, and they can do all kind of things with this lake.
Yeah.
But you watch, they're gonna fill it up and make a
And
golf course. And sure
that's what
enough,
they did.
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah,
It's
so-
just, I don't know what to say.
So I don't know, but I know it's going to cost a lot of money today.
Right.
If they just kept up with Hawaii Raceway Park,
Right.
then it would just mean updating it.
Right.
But now to go from scratch to a racetrack is
Right.
gonna cost considerably amount of money.
Right. Do you think if the old Raceway Park were still here, it could still be running in its old location, or is the development increased?
Well, the development slowly took over, because when that racetrack first was built,
Right.
there wasn't Makakilo, there wasn't. Then as the time went on, as the years went on, then they started migrating on this side of the island.
Right.
Didn't have none of this over here.
Oh, yeah.
Zero.
Yes.
Just was like just kiawees and bushes and whatever. Now
And
they
sugarcane. There's
yeah, it's
sugarcane
sugarcane
around
and
here.
things
Yeah,
like that. Now it's like a different town completely.
I agree.
And you don't blame the people that not interested in cars because they do make a lot of noise.
Right.
And I managed the racetrack for 21 years out here
Right.
at Hawaii Raceway Park, and we started getting complaints, and so we had to cut back on the time that you could run, especially if you had Kono in.
Right.
Then the people of Makakilo used to catch all the noises, the noise from the cars.
And they complain.
And they
about
complain about it, which I don't blame them. I mean, you want to sleep at
Right.
12 o'clock at night and you're hearing, so, I don't blame them at all.
that. Right. I think some tracks actually require mufflers and stuff like that, though.
Yeah, well, we did it at our time,
Right,
my time
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
And we had a race called street racing.
Yeah.
And when we first opened up street racing, it was like when we opened till dawn.
Right.
You can race just to keep the kids off the road.
Right.
So we raced from when we opened at 8 o'clock till 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, whenever,
all night long.
just all night long, just
Right.
race.
Yeah.
Then they started complaining, so we had to have a cutoff time.
Right. Right.
So,
So what exactly was your experience managing Hawaii Raceway Park? What was your role there?
my role is to keep the track in racing order, the safety of it, keep up with the safety, things that we had to do to make the track safer. And then as time went on, we used to just have telephone poles as barriers,
Right.
and then I had to change all that. I was the one that put in the guardrails,
Right.
and without a lot of people's help, but even at that cost me a lot of money. But
Right.
we had to do all that, and ambulance out there, and the EMTs, and so before you didn't have nobody.
Right.
Just race, somebody get hurt, you call 911.
Right.
But slowly we had to have an ambulance there, and you had to have people to, medics there, and
Right.
so if somebody got hurt right there, then you can at least get there right, in seconds.
Right. Right.
So that's
What were the years that you were managing the race?
oh Jesus, 1975, I guess it was, till damn 1990, 97. Anyway, 21 years from
Right.
75 till
75
So-
to maybe 95.
Yeah, right
there.
yeah 95,
20
96,
years.
96.
Yeah.
I got out of 90 there. Actually, I had made 60 years old,
Okay.
and so it was 90, 96.
Right. And what was your biggest challenge in terms of managing the track?
I really, there's all kinds of challenges out there. I mean, from keeping the electricity thing going, we used to have a lot of trouble with the electricity, getting along with people. You had our shares of rumbles in the jungles and
Right.
things like that. I mean, people get
Right.
mad with each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd heard stories that, for example, the dirt track guys would get upset with the drag strip guys. The drag strip guys wouldn't like how the road course guys were using the venue.
In my time, it didn't.
Not so much that kind of
not-
thing? They weren't fat?
No, because most of the guys that that raced at the Sawcall side
Yeah,
were drag racers.
they were drag
Yeah,
racers.
they were drag racers at one time.
Right.
So I didn't have that much trouble with that kind of, with that venue.
Or with that kind of
No,
friction?
no.
Okay. Did you work with Mike Oakland in
Yes, I did work with Michael.
Yeah. Anything
Can we change the subject?
Okay, yeah, we can move right on. You want to talk about Mike Oakland?
No. No, don't want to talk about Michael.
What do you like most about managing Hawaii Raceway Park?
What are people? Getting along with, meeting all kinds of people, because you can meet from doctors, lawyers, to the other side of the,
workers.
yeah, you know, the homeless.
Right.
We all got along. And when you went there, it was like, you know, just racing. Everybody was involved in engines and things like that. So kind of like everybody kind of got along. You know, once in a while you get your little, like I said, your little spats here and there.
Right, right.
But, you know, I kind of like that.
Right.
You know, the atmosphere of just meeting all different types of people of walks of life.
Right, right.
Like,
Do you think the racing culture in the islands was maybe a little bit more friendly or maybe a little less competitive than on the mainland, you know, as far as people helping each other out, things like that?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, that's the Hawaiian style.
Right,
You know, like a lot of times, like somebody would break, but the other person got eliminated. They would lend the person their parts from their car to,
Right.
you know, so that they can make the run.
right.
Not a lot of that going on. Of course, I'm quite sure there's a lot of people that had, you know, their own little secrets and didn't want to give up whatever,
Right, right.
you know, secrets they had. But other than that, it was more local style,
Right, right.
you know, Hawaiian, you know, culture type of thing.
Right, a little lower key.
Yeah, lower
all
key.
day long.
Whatever. We had people stay overnight. They have you know, like the little picnic things. It was like an outing.
Right,
You know what I mean? They
Right.
come out there, and the family comes out there, and they have their little barbecues and whatever, and they stay overnight and,
right.
you know, and have a nice time.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
now they don't, I don't know what they